الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. My respected brothers and sisters in Islam, between this day and the beginning of Ramadan is maybe less than 10 days. Next Friday is our last day or our last Friday in Sha'ban. So we have to start getting ready from now to receive the visitor who comes with blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are those who fasted with us last year and they never knew they will not fast this year. Today they are under the sun. May Allah make rahmah on them. None of us know whether he is going to make Ramadan, even though it's very close. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Rajab comes, he seeks from Allah to bless him with Rajab and Ramadan and Sha'ban and make him see Ramadan. That is the best of people, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Due to that, he said, Al-Ahir, that is the end of Sha'ban. Ayuhan nas, O people, قَدْ أَظَلَّكُمْ شَهْرٌ عَظِيمٌ مُبَارَكٌ. Allah has sent unto you like a canopy the best month, which is the month of Ramadan, the month in which we have the night of power or the night of destiny, that is Laylatul Qadr, which is more better in the sight of Allah than deeds or actions and work that you will do before Allah for a period of more than 83 years. That night alone is better than that. The month in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made that whatever you do for the sake of Allah, Allah reward you as if you have obeyed Him in an obligatory deed. When you perform an obligation in this month, Allah gives you, that means I'm referring to Ramadan, Allah gives you 70 times in months beside Ramadan. For instance, before you pray Dhuhr, you pray what is known as Sunnah, what is Tatawwa, either for 2 rakah. In any case, these 2 rakah, if you pray or you don't pray, nothing is from you. But if you pray, you get something. That is, you are rewarded. But in Ramadan, if you just get up and then you pray 2 rakah, Allah made it, or Allah accept it as an obligatory deed, as if you have prayed the morning prayer or the Dhuhr prayer. Then when you perform the Dhuhr prayer as it's been ordered, when the time comes, Allah gives you 70 times than when you are praying today. So just as we are sitting, if it was Ramadan, then you are going to receive 70 times someone who has performed Jumu'ah in months beside Ramadan. And he says that it is a month in which the beginning is mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The middle is forgiveness of sins for anyone or for all. And at the end, Allah rescue you from the hellfire. It is a month in which we need patience. And he said, the rewards of patience is Jannah. It is the month in which you do good deeds. So anyone who should help someone in breaking his fast, either you invite a brother to break the fast at your expense, not because he's poor, but because you want to do it for the sake of Allah, or you do it for the poor and the needy. Allah gives you twice the reward if you invite a person. If you should have the means of giving for about 5 people, no matter how many, Allah gives you that number of people in rewards. He will not take from their reward, nothing, but you will get just as you have given them in reward. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said this, the Sahaba said, Messenger of Allah, it's not every one of us who is capable, meaning that not everyone is rich. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied that Allah is saying that He is going to reward the one who asks or who helps someone in breaking his fast, if even it is a glass of milk, glass of water, or dates, meaning that everyone can do. It brings unity within the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He continued and said that it is the month in which you seek 4 things from Allah. The first 2, no matter the situation, you need them. And the second two, you have to struggle in doing them. The two that you need to do that will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to affirm that you believe in Allah, in His oneness, La ilaha illallah. And then you seek forgiveness from Allah, the second. Then the third, which you need, then you should always seek from Allah that He should reward you Jannah, and you seek refuge with Allah to protect you from the hellfire, or as said by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us a combination of the benefits of Ramadan. We have already spoken about the night of power, which is the Laylatul Qadr. Then we also mentioned about patience. You need patience to fast the Ramadan. Just as when Ramadan comes in this month or in this country, we see that it's very long. Then we start complaining. But we need patience in order that we can stay away from food for a period of more than 18 hours. We abstain from food, abstain from water, abstain from all our lusts. You don't go closer to your wife during the day. The night is okay. You don't look at what Allah has forbidden. You don't listen to what will not please Allah. And you don't say what will harm or hurt people. Imam Shafi rahimahullah says that when Ramadan comes, we engage in two things: reading of the Quran and helping to break fast. That means helping people to break their fast. Because in Ramadan, it is the month in which the Quran was first revealed unto the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was in the cave, and Allah revealed unto him Iqra, the first verse that was revealed unto the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in Ramadan. It was in Ramadan that Allah revealed the whole Quran on the first heavens of this earth. They are sent unto the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in chapters and verses until it became complete. So this is the month, a holy month that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said is the month of Allah, Ramadan. He said that this month, it was prescribed unto those before you, as He says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, you believe, kutiba alaykumus siyam. It is obligation on you, ordained unto you, written for you, that you should fast the month of Ramadan, just as it was prescribed unto those before you. So Allah has made it a guidance for Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that when Ramadan comes, they don't abstain. Instead, they make sure they will be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm saying that before we go into the details of Ramadan, that might come in our next khutbah, we have to mention about the secondary issues. Please come forward, the place is already full. What we have to understand is that we have to make sure that Ramadan is being observed in full. Anybody who is ready to help this mosque is being known as the first, I'm not boasting, in the whole of Finland, that Ramadan iftar had been organized in full. Not today. Ever since the mosque was established, we started with very few people, about 3, making iftar together. Then it continued until it became a weekly issue. That every weekend we have some people making iftar or presenting something food for iftar. Then it came to a time when Allah made rahmah. That is why if you are doing good, Allah will always make sure that He maintains the good that you are doing, and He gives you more than that you expect. Then we make Ramadan iftar for the whole mosque in general. We don't ask people for money individually and say, if you come to make iftar, you pay this. No, we don't say that. But we say those who are ready to give for the sake of Allah. And wallahi, it has gone through for how many years now? There is a trader or a businessman in this country, I will not mention his name or the country he comes from, for more than 8 years, if I'm not mistaken, 10. Every Ramadan, he gave us 100 kilos of rice. Just yesterday, he said Ramadan is around the corner. Come for something. He gave us 100 kilos of rice, some oil, that we can start Ramadan with. And he says the only thing he wants, expect, is that we make dua for him. It may not cover the whole Ramadan, for sure, but this type of niyyah is very, very little. May Allah bless him. May Allah accept his niyyah. May Allah make him a strong Muslim. May Allah accept all of these that he does for the sake of Allah. And may Allah forgive him his sins. May Allah reward him for every grain of this rice, rahmah. And anyone who eats from this food, may Allah give him rewards as promised by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is how we begin. We get from individuals. There are people who come, 10 kilograms of rice, take this. Some bring money. More than is needed because we have to buy certain things, ingredients and so on. The papers that we use for Ramadan, a brother gave us from some time when we were making iftar. He came to make the iftar with us and he realized that we were eating on the carpet. Then he said, I'll find a solution. We said, okay. Then he provided us with those papers for the first time. When he realized that we had it and then it was okay for us, he said, Inshallah, anytime you have that over, just call me. Till today, for years, and every time, or since you've known about these papers, remember, we never go to buy them. One person, sometime in Ramadan, he comes to make iftar with us. He is the only one who provides us with these white papers whenever we have to make iftar. And due to that, some other mosques also demanded, so he became a distributor. And he does all for the sake of what? La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. People are doing good. A lot of people when Ramadan comes, because the heart is open, everyone wants good, everyone wants khair. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, it is time. Try to show the kindness that you can for the sake of Allah, not for the sake of anyone. Give it to Allah. We need so much in order to begin. And we need so much in order to continue. And we need still much in order to complete. And all, like I said, it comes from you. There are those, I don't think about them, that when Ramadan comes, Allah Alam, they get support from here and there. But wallahi, I am proud of my own brothers who provide for themselves and they eat for themselves. Like Musa alayhi salam said, oh Allah, there is an ummah, meaning that there is a nation that will give sadaqah and eat the sadaqah themselves and still you reward them. Then Allah said, Musa, that is the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because the Jew, if you give sadaqah, you place it on a hill, and if Allah accepts the sadaqah, he will make fire to burn it. If Allah doesn't accept it, you find it tomorrow the same place. That was the sunnah of Musa alayhi salam. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Muslim that is having will give it to the other Muslim, and the Muslim will eat. His brother has eaten, and then he will get rewards. Tomorrow it goes the other way, he also get rewards. Because of what? Rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unto the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And let's not forget, the one who is playing most important part of this iftar Ramadan is the house of Allah, which is the house in which we are sitting now. The house that we've been preserving and taking care of for a period of 70 years. Paying to make sure that the house is always here. When we open the door in the morning, we don't close the door until after Isha. And Allah take care of this house, wallah. We never come into the mosque and then come to see that someone has made something bad in this mosque. People come, pass by, taxi drivers, bus drivers and so on. Sometimes I'm around, sometimes I'm not around. But the mosque is always open, and wallahi, we have never seen any bad. The first time that we had a bad or we had evil in this mosque was a day when we had 20 kilos of rice that was stolen by a Muslim. The kuffar, wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. And that was a long time ago. Ever since that time, may Allah make hidayah for that brother. We know him and he knows us. And he knows we knew him. But Allah make forgiveness for all. So we ask him, my brothers and sisters in Islam, anybody who wants to contribute for the iftar, inshallah he can do it for the sake of Allah. In good, in money, whatever he wants, inshallah, he can do it for the sake of Allah. When Ramadan comes, we go to buy so much, but we need money for that. Then we need money to take care of the mosque. It is not much, brothers, when we demand. Because what you have to do is to give you as an individual, you play a part. Don't think about the others. When you play a part, Allah accepts from you for the sake of the part that you have played. The Muslim Ummah were hungry in one of their expeditions, no food. Usman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu fed half of the Mujahideen from his own money. Not only the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was actually happy, but Allah sent Jibreel alayhi salam tell Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to tell Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu that I, Allah, I am pleased with the work of Uthman. Food. That was why once when his wife was sick, one of the daughters of the Prophet ﷺ, he couldn't go to the jihad, the field. Then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, there is no step you take or hitting of the sword that he will take or do unless Usman has part of the rewards. Because nothing has stopped him, is because his wife is sick and it is obligatory on him to take care of her. Brothers, we have come to this month. Our monies in Ramadan has to be flowing just as Allah will flow onto us his rewards. So the box is there, as you've always been doing for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The promise you have made, make sure you fulfill the promise. And those that are wanted or are in need or are ready to give, should give for the sake of Allah. Like I mentioned a long time ago. Long ago, people used to send money, inshallah, in bits to the account of the masjid. But today, Allah, maybe they have other obligations. It's empty. Not because we are still begging, but we have to. Because it's we. Who are we? We are the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we have to help one another to be able to take care of the house of Allah, not our houses. Take care of the house of Allah, that it will remain. Making sure that, like 3 weeks ago, as the man stood here and said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, became a brother to us, who preserved this house so that it can take a shahada. It's you, me, and him. So Allah rewards each and every one of us for preserving this house. And the Prophet Muhammad said, if Allah guide one person through you, it's more better for you than this world and all that are contained in it. May Allah give you the rewards. So we are asking for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not yet asking for the rent of next month. The rent of next month will come next week. Today we are asking for a completion, and we are asking for more to begin Ramadan. So brothers, with no fear, with no stinginess, it's Ramadan. So let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala see your hands, and whatever you give is for the sake of Allah. May Allah accept from you. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. May Allah accept our rewards. May Allah accept our deeds. May Allah reward us in full.